It made Ross. I want to sit down and release myself up here, do you know what I mean? Pause.
Well, come on, man.
Welcome to the Good Gaming Podcast. This is now episode 4. I am the Bizzle with my co-host
Rich Easy P.
and we have a special guest with you today. Do you want to introduce yourself, brother?
Yeah, man, I'm Carlton. Can call me Shots. Yeah.
Well, you got a few names. So on Xbox, you're paying gaming.
So Xbox PC, it's paying gaming or paying, and then on PS4 it was paying gaming, and then I changed it to Shots, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, man.
Shots is we'll stick with Shots.
We've invited Mr. Paying Gaming, Mr. Shots, Mr. Carlton today because very long time friend of mine and loads of advice and inspiration through gaming. So why not have our first feature as Mr. Paying Gaming himself?
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
How's it
Good to have you on.
Are you saying, P?
All good, man. Still here, still gaming. You know.
Do you know what? I was going to say this, like, we scheduled out, we're going to do a podcast every week. And due to our schedules, every 2 weeks, and then due to me and my vanity this time, so I'll say it before it gets said.
I didn't say a word.
I had a big spot on my nose, and I said, I ain't recording this week. So at least we're getting once a month out, and episode 4, you lot are still enjoying the podcast, and we're grateful for all the support.
Definitely grateful for all the support.
And whatnot. So, first of all, we might as well, let's get into Carlton and start
Of course.
grilling him. And how did you get into gaming, bro?
Same way, bro. Same ways. It's a very similar story. So started young boy, uncles played, dad played, cousins played, everybody played. Tell you about gaming for me. One of the things that got me hooked on gaming in terms of like, so you know me, competitive gaming.
Yeah.
Like there's got to be a reason. It can't just be. I know you like your solo, but for me, there's got to be a reason. I do like my stories, but there's got to be a reason to play, and that came from. I remember when I was a young lad. Games were like Killer Instinct and Tekken, Soul Calibur, like platform games where you've got to like beat that guy. You can't get to the next guy until you beat that guy. And I was always the kid, one of the youngest, and all the older man would try, and then the cousins would try, and it would be like, just give it to Carlton, give it to Carlton. You know what I mean? And then Carlton would come through, Carlton would beat the boss, and then everybody would be like, yo, that was, you know what I mean? And that feeling stuck. So now whenever I play a game, I'm forever seeking that, this guy's sick at this game, you know what I mean? And that's where that competitive, addictive edge comes to, like in terms of gaming. But yeah, man, just same story, family and
I think
soccer culture thing.
What was the household game? I know you said Tekken, and what was if you could look back now and say, this was the game that made me think, that got me into gaming. That one there, that's the one that had me.
It's mad because it's probably a game that I'm not really that too much into now. But in the beginning, it was games like your Street Fighter or like a Tekken. But then. They're games that I don't play them now. But originally, because they were the hype and the craze at the time, they got me hooked, and then it became like other games like Resident Evils and then
that's a P game.
It's like just different games, and obviously single player, multiplayer, blah blah blah. But yeah, games like Tekken, competitive basically. Any game where it was like mono versus mono, and then that was me, bro.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. You are a very competitive gamer.
Like, I can't. Yeah. I'm not interested. If there's no competitive nature or you can't flex, I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sounds bad to say, but
there's two different types. I call there's P competitive, and I'll explain what I mean by that. And then there's Bizzle competitive. See, P can be he wants to play competitive and he will play competitive. But he's so humble in it, bro. And I don't know how he does it, bro. Because me, if I'm with, I'm like,
It's just who I am.
He's a nice guy.
And then there's the Bizzle, I'm like, yeah. You get me, or if I lose, I'm like, nah, it weren't my fault. You get me, I can't accept it. So what type, where would you put yourself on the P or the Bizzle bracket?
It's the Bizzle bracket, bro. I ain't got no mercy, bro. I haven't got any mercy, I'm not going to lie. I think me and Jacob was playing Roblox the other day, and Sarah will laugh when she watches this, but we was playing Roblox the other day, and it's just a really bog standard game. There's like 4 castles, and the idea is you're a pair of wizards, right? Yeah, so I'm playing this game, and I know for a fact there's no other grown men in that lobby. It's just me, myself, but I've mashed up everybody, bro. Me and Jay mashed up everybody, and I was loving it, bro. I was loving it, bro. You know what I mean? And he was loving it as well. So I'm definitely abysmal. I'm definitely abysmal,
bro,
mashing
fucking up the kids,
you know.
I'm definitely abysmal,
no way.
Man, you probably took all their Robux off them and everything.
Nah, not like that. Just they weren't. Me and Jay were here, and they weren't getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was playful wise, but
Yeah.
I'm the visual side definitely.
Comes out in you naturally. Doesn't matter if it's a grown man or a kid.
Nah,
It's just,
well, I don't target them specifically.
no, of course not. That's what I'm
you know
saying.
what I
It's
mean?
just natural to be
you-
competitive
that's-
in you.
You would,
Yeah.
and that's just. I think that's just how it is. You know, if you have that competitive nature, it doesn't matter. Like sometimes I want my daughter to beat me on a game. but I'm like, if I let her beat me, she's gonna be like, "Yo, I beat you down." And I'm not gonna say, "Yeah, I let you win," because that sounds a bit, you know. But sometimes I'm like, you know, you just gotta get better, bruv, because otherwise you ain't gonna. No one's gonna let you win in life. You get me?
Nah,
So I just
definitely not.
boss her up. You know?
Yeah. Quick as you can.
Boss her up
Quick
and
as
make
you
her
can.
hate the game. But I'm saying, listen, get better, get
Yeah.
better. What would you say is your game where nobody can chat to you, bro? And I have to ask you that question as well, please.
Yeah, for me, probably not so much this instance now, but there was once upon a time where UFC. I don't know if you've ever played them. I tried to get you into, but you're not. You like you said, it's too. I can't remember what you said. No, you said it's too realistic. I think you said you prefer the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And I was saying something like it's button mashy, but for me, there was a time on several different games, UFC, where I was top 5, top 10 in the world with crazy things like thousands of wins and only 100 losses. You know, like, but that took ridiculous dedication and time, bro. And there's people that would eventually beat me, and it would be a video. There's probably videos now on YouTube of me getting beat. You know what I mean? Somebody would be that gassed that they beat me. So for me, it was UFC. It was my game.
Sick.
I've asked you that question, people.
I feel like
What is the-
you did. I think it was on probably the first episode or two, and I think I was saying Tekken, but
Yeah, I think
have
that was
had
a fighting
time
game, though. Is there
to
any?
reflect on it and think actually it wasn't. And for me, I was an absolute monster at EA Fight Night.
Yeah.
An absolute monster at EA Fight Night. I was taking man's head off, and it was just no competition. I ended up forgetting because I wasn't even guarding anymore. I was
Just
Yeah.
duck and roll, duck and roll.
What?
Which
the uppercut from me. I had it on lock. I had that on lock, and it was over that or another game that was competitive with the man them, and I would boss up everybody, and they'll all tell me, "Go on, I don't think you will. This one's left field."
With DMX and all that.
You did? No
Def
way.
Jam.
It was
Def-
Def
yeah, I
Jam,
knew it,
Fight
bro.
for New York.
And what
Jam
I
was
had
bro,
up
when I tell you that
everybody.
you, man, me being with Daniel, coming around you lot all the time. That was I used to see man playing it, bro. So I remember it fully, bro.
I was there was no one touching me on that.
Oh, when you
There was
beat
no
them,
one touching me
then
on
you
that.
get them on your cruise on and you can use them. Yeah,
Yeah,
that game was
yeah.
sick. That game was sick.
Fight for New York and Vendetta, both of them were
Yeah,
very
Vendetta
good.
was a good one. Which
Yeah.
fight night which fight night are you talking? Are you
It
talking
was I think it was the first one.
the first? Oh, the very original.
Yeah,
one.
on the 360 when it came out, it looked all realistic, and
yeah,
everyone was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god, the graphics!" Back
I didn't,
then.
obviously being a little bit younger, I didn't pick up on the fight nights till maybe, was it fight night round 3?
Yeah.
With Bernard Hopkins, and that was when Bernard Hopkins and Roy were like at the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And that had a mechanic in it where you could use X, square, triangle, circle to jab and hooks and that, and then you could just press LB. But if you could master the joystick,
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Bro.
That's where I was.
Bro,
Bro, that
I
was
had the
me.
joystick
It was just the
mastered, bro.
joystick. That's why I said
And
I was
and
moving.
I would do the same thing,
and the
just
hooking.
lean,
Yeah.
and just whoop, boom,
Yeah.
and it was because
Yeah.
you're using
The sticks.
The
Yeah.
reward for using
Yeah.
the stick would be like devastating power, and
It
I would
would.
put people that would like a bang, bang, bang,
Yep.
and nobody would like, and I'm using the stick, and they couldn't
Yep.
understand it, bro.
Yeah, same thing. Same
mad,
thing.
that
I didn't touch the buttons at all.
Yeah, I didn't use the buttons either.
I was rocking man up. You weren't touching man on that.
yeah.
So yeah, it was
I
good
know
to
exactly
master
what
that.
you're
Same
saying.
like you're saying about mastering keyboard and mouse. There's
Yeah.
nothing. The pad can't touch it. It was the same
Yeah.
on that pad. If you mastered the analogs to punch
It
and move,
rewarded you
way
massively.
better than using the buttons.
you
And I
invested
was
the time to
taking
learn it.
a lot of man's heads off on those two.
I'm still trying. Even on Mortal Kombat now, there's man that use the analog stick to do the button combos and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand how, but
How
because
you
it
do
just
it.
like the time it takes me to flick from that side. I swear that it's easier just to use the analog.
Yeah.
I mean the D-pad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it, and I don't know if there's any more reward for it because the button get the inputs more smooth or whatnot. But I don't know, man. I don't know. So, what would be your? I already know it, but what's your genre of choice when it comes to gaming?
Yeah, you already know it, bro. It wasn't always, but it is now and has been for the past maybe 5-6 years. Massive multiplayer online role play.
Yeah,
MMOs, man.
And the reason why is because I love competition, but then I also love the idea of gathering and obtaining and, you know, rarity of items and there's even like inside of a game you can have like a trading system, so like, I've got X amount of money and blah blah blah, and I've got all these rare things. So with an MMO RPG, you get all that, you get the character customization, you get the story, you get the lot. And then 9 times out of 10 they have a world like Elder Scrolls where Cyrodiil's like 200 players per faction and there's 3 factions, so you can have 600 players at any one time on a map, just doing madness. But you got Nightblades on there, sorcerers on there, tanks
you've got
on
the
there.
whole. It covers a lot in it.
It's like Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Right? It's crazy. So that for me.
What grabs you to it? I know you said like there's the loot aspect of the rarity and whatnot. What is it that grabs you? Is it the chase of getting the rarest item?
Yeah, definitely.
Loot grind.
100%. It's the flex that you've said before on previous podcasts. It's the capability to have something that either not many people have got or no one at all has got. That for me is like
the flex.
Yeah, bro. It's like, so you ain't got this. You know what I mean? Like for me, that's sick, bro. Or completing a certain mission that gives you like a ephemera or a certain skin. It's like, yo, he's got that skin. That means he must have done. You know what I mean? It's that feeling.
Apparently, there's a name now, you know, for like for people that wear base skins.
Oh.
I was watching something the other day, and there's a name. It come from Fortnite, and I can't remember what the name's. I don't know why it's eluded me, but basically, if you wear the base skin, then you're called. You're not a noob, but you're called something, and it's got
a tag now.
It's what's
interesting.
So people are. It came up in a conversation where people were on about, you know, like you'll give you some Robux, then you might not give you some Robux. You get me? So now your son might be just as good, but they're going to school and like, what, you still wear the base skin? You're at certain. Do you get me? And it's creating that divide of. It's not just everyone's got the same game. It's not about skill anymore, and it's becoming this cosmetic fashion and to have stuff. So it's now you're seeing the parents' wealth come through, literally just in cosmetics. You get me? But that's what I like in gaming. Like I love to collect skins, and if I can do it for free, you're gonna catch me grinding for hours.
So what's more rewarding than just to pay for it? Or get it.
No,
I'm a grinder.
I'd
rather grind for it and then say, look, I bust my ass for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because otherwise, there's more value in something if you have to earn it. Innit? If you can buy it, that means that there's a good chance everyone can obtain it. If you have to earn it, only so many people are going to be willing to do the things you got to do to earn it.
I think me and you were saying this before about the Call of Duty stuff. Like, give us the hardest challenge you can give us. If I can get it for, you can pay for it, yes. Yeah. But if I can get it for free, let me get it for free. Even if it has to be, you know, you have to spend 6 hours on this certain mission, and it's going to come as a rare drop. You need 4 people as a team. You need 1 tank. You need one something. But give me the option to get it for free, because there is people like us that enjoy that grind. And then it becomes the flex. Like, yo, okay, you've both got this new helmet. What did you do? You paid for it. I grinded for it. You are technically the better person because you just paid for it. You get me?
No, definitely.
I agree with that.
That's what I'd say. But so as you know, with MMORPGs, it's a lot of hours spent. A lot of hours.
Come on.
I know your numbers.
Come on.
I know your numbers already. But now we're gonna.
You're gonna have to. You know what? I've been there. I've been on MMOs myself, so.
And I know when I introduce you to people that I play with, I'm like, this is Carlton, X amount of thousands of hours on this, and when people hear that, they're like, yeah, he's not one to ramp with. So give the audience an overview of the hours spent on certain games, and they'll understand the level that you come in at.
All right, so do hours or days? I think days is easier.
Arc.
Arc, I've probably done easily 120, 130 plus days played hours. Destiny 1, I did something like 90 odd days. Elder Scrolls, I've probably done more, probably just about the same as Arc, so 110, 115 days. Like, we're talking, once I pick a game up, if to me it meets the criteria of what I like, that game gets invested. Like, and it hasn't always been for the better. Obviously, it does cause some issues, and you've touched on certain things in the past with like how much time people play games for. But for me,
we're going to get to that in a bit.
For me, it's like if I'm in it, I'm in it. Like I don't really pick it up
Sorry,
and put it down.
picking up the.
Of course, carry on.
But yeah, so a lot of hours, bro. In a short answer to your question, a lot of hours.
See now you're in a different position to me and Pete because I don't really actually I've never asked you this. Did you missus play games, Pete?
No, not really.
Okay.
She plays with the kids. Yeah, if they want to play Mario Kart
same.
and Mario Party, the little mini games, no problems. But trying to get her to get on something with me, like maybe a Gears of War play co-op with me or something like that. That ain't gonna happen.
I'm the same. Like obviously, me, you, and Carlton have played with Carlton's missus.
Yeah.
So you're in
the missus, I can't lie.
You're in a different position to us.
She's sick.
Whereas you've got a missus that plays
Shout
as
out
well.
to the missus,
What
man.
is that dynamic like? Because obviously we don't have that. What is that dynamic like of having someone that you can
and hearing the
be your partner,
story,
and she's
actually,
good?
when a man told me
Yeah.
the story, I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
Do you know what, bro? He's raw sick, bro.
Yeah.
He's raw sick. It's like, imagine being a gamer, and games are like a huge part of who you are and your life, and then someone that you love, and someone that you're sharing that life with, also loves gaming, bro. So,
Sick.
so obviously it's not always the case, but 9 times out of 10, bro, I can get around the whole like playing games and trying to balance on because I'm playing it with her. You know what I mean? Like, and then obviously she plays. You guys know Call of Duty, so that's
She's
my
good as well.
That's my cup of tea, but it's competitive.
Yeah.
The only thing, obviously, you man have picked up on it when we stream. we're both competitive, yeah. So it does get a bit fiery, but
I love that,
it,
though.
bro. I
It's
love it,
entertaining.
I love it.
It's so
actually
me and
sick.
P will sit there and we're like, yo, this is comic. This is gold.
Yeah,
This
sick.
is.
Yeah.
When I hear Carlton, get him.
Yeah.
Where is he? There. Where's there?
What are you doing? Yeah. It is sick, bro. It is sick, and it's a nice feeling, to be fair. Especially when we've had like Warzone duo wins and that, and it's like I'm winning that with my girl. You know what I mean? We're on the stream, and like, it is sick, bro. It's sick.
Yeah, and I think we spoke about this before. Like that, sometimes the hours play. I mean, I've in P as well, and I know you have as well. My missus lets me chill up here and game because she knows that's my passion. I don't want to come home from work and go out and smoke or go out and go to the pub. I want to sit down and release myself up here. Do you know what I mean? Pause. But yeah, I want to enjoy myself on the games. You know what I mean? So what I know, MMO RPGs, they take a lot of that. It's not one of them pick up, throw down. Does that cause any rift?
Do you know what?
Because she's not into MMO RPGs,
So,
is she?
now, to be fair to her, she's a good girl, man. She has tried to dabble. Do you know what I mean? Where she could see that, look, I'm not going to get him off this game.
Yeah.
Let me just see if I can get into it as well as we
Yeah,
together.
that's
So
sick.
She did that with Destiny, and we did again. She liked Destiny. Destiny for me, for the genre it was simple. It was really simplified. I did a good job of making, and I think that's why it did so well because it was so simple. Whereas Elder Scrolls, they're a bit more deep. So she has tried here and there, but where that isn't the case though. So in the essence of Elder Scrolls, because she can't feel the game and she can't get into the game, and I'm deep locked in it, it does cause that bit of a like, look, I'm happy for you to play games, but you're losing yourself in this. You know what I mean? Like, do you wanna, you've been on it since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's tea time now, and
It's
we
hard.
I haven't seen your face yet. You know what I mean? You've been so I do acknowledge that it does become a bit of like a.
I'll be saying like,
is it not?
literally, I can't say that like, you know, you can do everything you want. You just play games because just the other day she was like, yo, you ain't spent no time in like that. But, and I know MMORPGs do that to you because you go on there and you're like, right, I'm going to do one mission. That one mission turns into 4 hours and you can't back out of it because of this. And then
lose the progress.
And then hold on, we haven't cleansed the land. And it's like, I need to replenish this into my daily over here. And 2-2s, you're looking, Ross, it's time to go to bed. You know what I mean? So I understand that, and I understand the frustration women can have as well. Because although I promote and say, you know what, it's good to let a man game and that's his release and whatnot, I can understand that you still need to balance.
Definitely.
And I am not going to lie, I still have not got that balance right. It's one thing to acknowledge it, but then getting the balance is completely different. Because for me, my go-to is if I sit down. I'm not a TV guy.
Same.
I'm not a social media guy unless it's finance or gaming. I'm not scrolling nothing. So for me, when we're sitting down, she'll happily just put something on the TV and just sit. Whereas I start getting like, I feel unproductive.
I'm the same.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like, I could be doing this on Warframe, or I could be doing this on that. And then it's like, then I start getting that battle in my head of like, well, why can't I play? I mean, we're just sitting there anyway. But it's like, sometimes it's not about what you're doing, it's just about being together.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
I'm not, I haven't got that balance down to a T.
I don't think, I know I haven't.
Never?
I know I have, because there's times where I just want to, I know I shouldn't, And come on, it's the weekend now, and like I did yesterday, Saturday, but yo, Sunday there's a big raid going on, you know, and I might want to be in that raid, you know what I mean? Because there's a certain rage up, and I'm like, oh, I need to go. I'm like, all right, just give me an hour, knowing that an hour is going to be at least 4. You get me? But it is a hard balance because it's something that they just grip you, bro. Especially, I mean. Yo, our house Sarah, you've got me to blame for this. Oh no, you got P.
Definitely.
We'll get P because P got me on Warframe. I got you on Warframe.
Took you a while though.
And now Warframe's finished, man.
Nah, differently.
Finished, man.
The thing, what we were saying off cam before we started, the thing with Warframe is it is the kind of game where I haven't got to, you know, it's just sitting waiting for me. I'm choosing to put that time in there. Whereas other games, they've been a bit more like, you know. Yeah,
I think like you were saying, there's stuff that. On was it art that if you build once you get to that level and you've put your thousands of hours in while you're not playing, somebody can come
and attack it and whatever,
destroy all that
to the
hard
point
work.
where at my deepest time on official, I was doing rotating hours with people in different time zones, so from America. So I would come on and do my 8-hour shift.
Man was doing
shifts, bro, for real, bro. Sick. For real. So I'm coming on and doing my bit, and this sounds so sad, but I'm coming on and doing my bit, like, you know, looking after the base, top up the gasoline, put some bullets in the turret, whatever. Check on, you know, go out and check all the towers of the perimeter. And then I would come off just as someone's coming on, like, yeah, bro, I've checked this. This is cool, but I gotta go, bro. You know what I mean? I'm off now. And that's how it was, bro. And it's not healthy, bro. I won't lie. It's not healthy, especially when you got.
But is it giving you that? It's giving you that stimulation, whereas you feel relieved, kind of thing. Like it's giving, because like you said, sometimes I'll be sitting, like my missus, she loves programs and whatnot. Whereas I'm like you said, games are unproductive as well, but that's her unproductive and that's my unproductive. Whereas it's okay. This is your release. You want to watch a film or watch something that interests you and something, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, this is like you sitting and watching me game because. You're thinking, what the hell's this? And I'm sitting there watching an agriculture program that you're into. That I'm like,
benefit to you.
Why am I sitting here watching it when I could be doing that? But like you said, it's the balance, and sometimes it's just about being together.
Yeah, definitely.
You get me?
If you're a man that needs your brain stimulating, and I'm that guy, sitting down and watching some TV shows, it just doesn't do anything for me in terms of my brain needs stimulating, and it just happens to be that gaming keeps my brain going because it doesn't stop. So when you go to work and you put in a shift, sometimes you want to come home and still put in a shift on a game because your brain just works that way. But when you're watching a program, sometimes you're just thinking, well, where's my time going? That's how you know that you're just a get up and go person. But it's games that have got you to that point where in your head that keeps you going.
For me as well, you can do stuff in games that you fantasize about.
That too.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're little, how many people? Well, you both here. Who's tried to go Super Saiyan?
Oh, bro.
Come on, man. I have legit tried to go Super Saiyan many times in my life, bro.
And
at some point, I was convinced I was close. Do you know what I mean? So when you think about games, they allow you to live out some fantasies, bro. To do things that you like. Things that you grew up watching.
We were saying that before. Like the good thing about gaming is it allows people that, I mean, we're very confident people. We're very. You'd see us out on the street and you'd never think, oh, they're the gamers. Whereas there's people that literally stay in their house, game, but they're this whole different person online, and it gives them the opportunity to be. And that's the same as that flex or be a different person. Like Ready Player One, you can go and literally be who you want to be. Like I know this guy as Killerman 123. Yeah, he's never been outside. You get me?
Yeah. There are people that literally just live that life as well.
Yeah,
where they said that's all the life I want to live.
I want to be that character.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that there are films and that literally portray what the reality is, bro. Because if you think about it, we're not far off that Ready Player One film, bro.
Nah, definitely not.
I'm talking to a guy online who's, I don't know, think of a name, like he's this big boastful guy, but probably hasn't left his bedroom or been outside or interacted with people on a daily basis like we have. That is this most interactive person that will show you about the room and has so many friends that I want to play with him. Do you get me? And whatnot. It's really mad, to be fair.
That's where self-confidence and all the rest of that comes into it. Anxiety. and all of
Yes.
that mental health stuff where you just can't do it outside in the real world, but they'll have the confidence to do it behind the screen.
My brother's like that.
There are people like that.
Down to the
There
T.
is.
My brother's like on the video games. He's loud and he's sick at them. He's like me. He's like just naturally sick at video games. But in real life, he don't make eye contact. He like looks down when he talks, like that, like social awkwardness. But then he's different on the console. So I feel that.
I think that's like you said, there's a person's skill can talk for all of them. At the same time, if you become really good at something, then people are like, bro, who's this guy? And it's just skill talking more than anything. I'm not trying to get to know this person. I'm trying to get to know how he did this. Do you get me? And it gives him that flex, really, that boastfulness of, I can do this. Do you get me? It's something I'm very confident at and I can do with ease. It doesn't take me much skill. Whereas some people like, teach me how to do that. Do you get me? Please. And I think that's it's good, man. It's good. It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
If the real world isn't for you, or not, I wouldn't say for you, or you haven't adapted to how to socially present yourself or be socially aware with other people.
And we all need an escape, anyway. Some people's escape is at the end of a bottle. Do you know what I mean? Or, like, come on, there are some benefits to it. If it helps you overcome anxiety, then, you know what I mean, by all means, why would we not promote, like, you know, I'm not saying to devote yourself and play it until you stink because you're in the shower in a week, but there is some genuine benefits from being able to just.
But there's opportunities. I think
the opportunities.
There's a clip that I keep sending to P about that P said on one of the podcasts, and the opportunities gaming can present. I mean, this is a question I was gonna throw out there today. Anyway, it's like, have you noticed now? There's a lot of celebrity gamers, and their Twitches are massive. Like Snoop Dogg did a 15-minute stream and then left it on for 7 hours because he got boss up on Madden, and he had millions of people watching him with him not there, with him not, just because Snoop Dogg is playing. And I feel like obviously gaming's got a lot bigger over lockdown. People are in their house and whatnot, and I've noticed that there's so many celebrity gamers now that are taking this chunk of the gaming, and it's kind of pissing me off because they're not good.
But you've got to also understand. Is Dave grown up on it like we have?
Yeah,
that's the thing, though. Yes, they have.
Or are they taking the opportunity because?
Some are arseholes. Sorry for the language, but it is where they're just taking opportunity of something that's obviously bringing in good money. But there's also proper gamers like, as you know, as a UFC man, Demetrius Johnson, God knows Holloway. How many belts Demetrius Johnson's got, and he's Mighty Mouse, on his gaming thing, and he's sick. He's sick.
Henry Cavill, he's brilliant. Superman.
See, there you go. He loves it. As he said, Max Holloway, Stipe Miocic, he's a gamer. The girl that got broke up by Amanda Nunes, what's her name, Megan Anderson, whatever else, she's a gamer. She there's loads, and just the UFC alone. So then if you go into, like, I love my basketball. Them man are bringing consoles with them on the bus,
on the fly,
they've got man. When Fortnite was going on, them man were all over it. JaVale McGee's still a Warzone G, big 7-foot center, loves playing.
There's one of them that plays with swagger, and it one basketball.
There's Odell Beckham, he's an NFL guy.
Yeah. There is. But what I mean is these new Twitch people, and. There's a lot of like the Snoop Dogs and that. I'm saying, but why?
Yeah, when there's man that
T-Pain though, he's different. He's sick. Have you seen T-Pain?
No.
Probably there's a whole intro of him making a tune and that, and it's actually sick.
And then it just unfolds out into
and he goes into his game, but he's dead as well. He's not good. They're not good, bro.
But if you enjoy it, if you that's my thing. If you enjoy it, go ahead. Not a problem. If you're doing it for money, just because you see an avenue, that's wrong.
That's
wrong, man. You're already out there as a celebrity. You're getting enough money from other avenues. Stop taking it from people such as stealing that. Yeah, man. There's genuine good people out there that.
There's a lot of people that have the influence to change certain things, and what I mean by that is like, I was into collecting Pokemon cards as well, and then that Jake Paul, all of a sudden wants to start collecting Pokemon cards. The Pokemon card price went skyrocket because everyone wants to follow him and do that, and now he's retired. He doesn't want to collect no more. But why? Why did you just go and price spike that for people that genuinely want to collect? Because with the Pokemon, it's a constant change in rotation. So if you're playing the actual game,
Yeah.
the only cards that are viable to play are whatever come out in the last 12 months rotation. Do you get me?
Okay.
So now, if you want to play competitively in next season, try and win some money playing the card game that you play,
buy them
you got to buy the new cards. And my man's just put up the price of cards by tenfold, bro. Do you get me? So a normal, let's say the highest price card was a Black Charizard, and that was £100 or something like that. That's now almost £1,000, bro.
Yeah,
Do you get me? But if you can't pull it, sometimes it's not a pay to win, but you can pull it. But you know, I want to go. Oh, I need to buy. I'll just buy that card. You get me? Because it's gonna take me too many packs to try it to pull it. So that card, I want it in this particular deck. And now it's like, Mama's just price spiked it disgustingly.
That's a common theme, though, isn't it? Now with how powerful social media is now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's a really
Social
common
media,
theme. Like
influencers.
yeah, massive influence. Like Elon Musk, what he's doing, what
he
he's
says
doing
one
in the
thing
crypto
and then
space,
poof,
it's
gone.
just, like the influence you can have now through social media is.
There are just people that watch other people and just follow their moves.
Because
That's it.
I don't want to
There's not that many shepherds. There's a whole heap of sheep.
sheep, man. That's it.
Just is what it is.
It's true. I wanted another thing I want to you on this is because it's a different. It's still gaming, but it's a different. And I was trying to explain it to people. You might explain it better than me. This whole new NFT saga.
The non-fungible tokens.
This whole NFT about which is in gaming, and I think it's definitely something we should delve into. And I was speaking to you about it.
Yeah, briefly.
So
innit? Yeah.
Capcom and they've released like these Street Fighter digital packs, and I was trying to question you about it. I was like, well, why would I just screenshot it? If it's a digital art, I just screenshot it, but not it becomes with a serial license. And there's only so many in the world. It makes this rarity.
And it's on Ethereum's blockchain backed up by them.
And what hit the nail on the head for me was when Carlton said to me, like, you know, like these Pokemon cards, how me and you be like, yo, what card you got rare? And our kids, our daughters and our sons are going to be like, what card you got on your phone? What one you got on your phone? Show me. And how and the thought of how to get that will be this NFT, because there won't be, if you've got a serial number, there won't be just a million made. That wouldn't give its rarity of playing the game or something. Or sorry, not the rarity, but having that pay to win aspect. And I've got the late. There's only 6 of these, and I've got one on my phone. Let's trade. You get me? And that's how they'll trade. And it won't be. When's the last time you put cash out? It'll be give me 6 Bitcoin or whatever. And I'm saying
6 Bitcoin.
Just do you know what I mean? That's just in a general, you know, overview of that's what it will be in the future. And the way this new entity is something we can.
Just look at history and just look at how when we were younger. Again, I'm a tad bit younger than you two, but when we were younger, you got like
I got nothing to say about age no more.
you got things related to like gaming through your Corner Shop magazine, or you know what I mean. And if you wanted a card, it was called. Everything is just shifting to just the internet, bro, basically, and we're kind of at the front line of it really becoming, especially since the corona. Everything's just fast forward. Everything digital's just fast forwarded like years and years and years of development. So in 20 years' time, boys, digital will just be the norm. Do you know what I mean? Like you were just saying there, cash will just be like an old school. You got cash, you know what I mean? It will just literally be. You just swipe a managed change, or it will just everything will just be digital. But that's where we're going. And the reason being is because it's easier to track, and that's what they want. They want to be able to track what's moving where. And with the NFT things, what's beautiful is, if you've got a card, like you say, a Black Charizard, and you're telling me there's only 100 in the world, I can't know, unless I know somebody who's on the inside, how many Charizards there are left. With this NFT space, it tells you how many there are out there, how many have been found, and how many are yet to be found. So you already understand before you buy these packs what your chances are. You can work out what your odds are. Or if you've got one, you know what I mean, you can say, look, I've got one of 100, I've got 2 of, you know what I mean, and it just... It's a lot easier, and I personally think in 20 years' time that will be what kids are doing.
It's definitely. I think that's what hit it for me, and I was like, yo, I have to get into this because, one, it's obviously the space that we're already in with the whole gaming sort of things and the collectibles. You know, I like to collect stuff and that, and it's like when you said about it's gonna be, because I've been to school and been like, yo, what card you got? Here's my card collection, and I was just like,
big fat deck in your pocket.
I remember my teacher took them off me as well, and it was in a drawer, and then one geezer called Angelo wanted to try to thief them. And me and him was gonna beef them because I'm gonna try to thief my Pokemon cards, but you know, I've been collecting these for time. You get me? Doing my little trade. So obviously, I just thought about my daughter, your kids.
Yeah, it's
and they're gonna be like, yo, what have you got on your phone? Because that's just the way we're gonna go. And I'm like, whoa, I need to get this from now.
If you need to find something within your before you just look at, my daughter's 3 now, and I'm not promoting this either, by the way, but my daughter's 3 in June, and she can use this phone flawlessly, bro.
Yeah.
I unlock it for her, and she will go onto YouTube. She can type in Ryan's toy review, or you know what I mean. And she's navigating her phone at the age of barely 3.
7, telling me certain like when she wants to make videos and whatnot. She's like, no, Dad, you got to put this filter on, and then you've got to cut this part and trim this and put the music there and cut that. And I'm saying,
check her
it's
out.
not a joke, bro.
Yeah.
Raw. And like when I look at what I used to, my dad was like, Leon, set my phone up for me. I'm like, I can't set this phone up. Like, let me do the thing. And there's certain things where I'm not actively, if I'm actively in something, and obviously I'll know everything about it, whereas that's her world where she wants to make dancing videos and whatnot. So I'm like,
the TikTok.
Like I'm seeing her doing her little things, and I'm like, she's sick.
Once upon a time, just being able to do that and know that would have been deemed a skill, bro, at one point in time. And now kids are doing it second nature, bro. And this is what I'm saying. It's one of them things that if you've got the vision, bro, you can see. It's not a case of if, it's when it happens. Will you have been on the front end, or will you be late to the party, sort of thing? You know what I mean?
I want to give a quick shout out, bro, to certain people that have been following us from day one, showing us support. So you people like your Amy, people like your Kaylee, people like Cade, Ali, that are constantly in our streams, constantly showing support.
100%.
And I've got a few questions from them.
Yes.
That obviously
Q&A.
from our last stream.
Yes.
As you know, me and
Q&A.
P is streaming this a way out.
I really enjoyed that actually. To be fair, it's actually been quite funny,
I think for me,
especially with the little cheater bit and everything.
Yeah.
I was having some fun.
He's
Man.
a good-
I was having some
That's
fun.
what I was watching you play.
Yeah, he's a good.
That was sick, that one.
P loves a good story.
I do. I'm a law guy, man.
for me, I'm
I
like,
really am.
You've got,
not much to do.
you know what's mad? The personality that was coming through even into the game. Like Leon's like, bro, come on, what you doing, man? And he's like,
And I'm
I
like,
feel bad. We're like,
He was like, I'm going to tell his miss. I'm telling his
yeah. Like, come on, man, get out there. And then he's like shooting after you as well. Like, you feel sorry for him, like, he's going to kill us.
And
It was
you know
funny.
what? The stream picks up on that, you know, and they always cater because they know I'm going to go off on one place. So they try and set me in like,
Come on, give me the tool, man, give me the tool.
Did you catch the bit where he was trying to shoot the bottle and he couldn't shoot no bottles?
No, listen,
And then-
What about the fish?
I was terrible with the fish. That one was my bad, but this one was his. He was.
Listen to me. So you have to fling the bottle, and you got just a little practice, and you got to try and shoot. I couldn't lick the bottle, bro.
Oh, no.
Listen, I flung the bottle. He shot, blood. Say the bottle was here. He shot there, and he hit it, bro. And
Everyone that was in the
everybody
stream.
in the stream was
Everyone
like,
that was in the
CP
stream. And I'm
was
sure.
always carrying Leon. I'm saying this
Hold
is
on,
so.
did Amy clipped it? Did she not?
I don't know if
Send
she
me that
clipped it, but it
clip
got
if
deleted.
she's got it. Did it got
Nah,
deleted?
he says on 24 hours. No,
Oh
don't do that.
damn!
do that.
That was perfect. I hit that perfectly. This guy was terrible on that. But
So,
yes,
yeah.
big up
Big up to
all
them.
of them.
Their support-
Honestly,
our
they've
support.
got they're
Big up Lex.
really good people.
Big up Fox, big up Raider. There's a lot of people that come to check us out. And
Jinx,
yeah,
the
Jinx
man.
definitely. Yeah,
you
man.
know.
There's a lot of people that come to, and I respect that. And we are working on something in the pipeline. Obviously, the lockdown hopefully is soon over. Me and Pete's got some ideas and some stuff. Big up Insomnia. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're looking to work with us.
definitely.
Mr. Chris. So
Yeah, man.
we'll
He's
get round to that as well.
yeah, big special shout out to him.
And a few
for
people wanting
everything.
to sponsor us as well.
Brilliant.
Wanted to put some stuff on the stream, even if we have it up there. So if you want to get in touch with us, and we can promote that for you also. So first of all, there's some questions, some Q&As.
Yes,
So
these should be fun.
so first of all, Kayla wants to know that how do we go about getting sponsorship and getting some support. I think what I'd say is I don't know. I don't know, because it's just as long as you keep promoting, doing something you enjoy, you'll get those people, and
Yeah, definitely.
they'll
It's
naturally,
exposure.
like we didn't specifically go like, oh please do this. It's if you're doing something, like my whole thing was I wanted to help the community. P had that same vision, and it was like it was a done deal, bro.
Yeah.
And we had these events, and it was so much fun. And it just came along. There's certain people that wanted to get involved,
Yeah.
and then there's certain people that was asking me, "Yo, I want to do this with you. I come," and I'm saying, "You're not really right for what I want." Do you get me? Like, this is the only man I need right now, and that's as long as you believe and you're passionate about what you want to do. Those things will come. You don't always just do it because you want to do it. Don't do it just because You know,
There's no ulterior motive. It's just.
Do you know what I mean? And Kayla, what I'd say is you are smashing it. You've got your stream schedule on point. You've got your certain fan base that come to check you out all the time, and you show support to other streamers like us and whatnot. And I can't thank you enough. So you just keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely. Very lovely lady.
Yeah. And she also wants to know, here's a good one for you. So obviously this is gaming in a broad spectrum. So pull it anywhere. So
here we go.
Lips, marry, avoid. So kiss, marry, avoid. So P, I'm going to go with you first. P, I'm going to go with you first. I'm going to give our guests a little time to think.
You get the time to think, Carter.
So who would, if there's a character that springs to mind and you think, oh, she's been made perfectly, who would you kiss? This is really actually quite weird because I'm telling you now you want to lip serve fantasy character.
Okay.
Everyone has that. Just fantasy people that you'd never meet and you think,
okay, well, obviously, as a grown-ass man, I don't think, oh my God, but I'll have to just reflect probably back to my childhood where I think, whatever. I know it's not a gaming character, but Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit was absolutely drop dead gorgeous as a young man, thinking, oh my lord, when I seen her. I used to have a thing for, Inspector Gadget, the little girl with the dog.
Yes.
I used to like her.
Yes.
I used to fancy her, but I don't know why. It was cartoon. I don't know.
Who you married?
But who out in a game? Final Fantasy VII, Tifa. I used to like Tifa.
Tifa was sick.
Tifa was
Can you open up for me, please?
a beautiful little can't say little, but it was a beautiful lady in the cinematics back on Final Fantasy VII in the day. And, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Avoid.
Yeah, who would you avoid? It doesn't have to be female. Who would you want one to get close to you?
Bowser's daughter. I'd say Bowser's daughter. That's a female I don't want anywhere near me. There we go.
While it's in my head, I'm gonna jump in, and I'm saying, kiss, Tomb Raider.
Lara Croft.
That's a good one.
Lara Croft. And do you know what? That's more of the Angelina Jolie side, but marry Black Widow. I should have my back. All day long.
But is that Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, of course. It's
No, Black Widow.
Or is it Black Widow?
Black Widow?
The character.
Especially my Black Widow on Avengers, bro.
Yeah, you like her. Actually, she's got a little rump on her, so I get that.
And avoid Bayonetta.
Bayonetta looks ruthless still.
Yeah,
take your head off.
I'd have to leave Black Widow to sort out that beef there.
Yeah. I like that. Those are good picks.
All right. So, for lips, just purely through the lack of time to prepare and all that, I'm gonna go.
Trust me.
I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman for lips, and I'm not gonna lie, present day actor that does his bum.
Oh, see, now you're talking actors now. I could have
Gal
said
Gadot?
something different. I'm talking actual
Is it
gaming
Gal Gadot or
characters.
something like that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what her name is, but I know she's nice. Marry.
Sarah, leave him alone.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Marry. I don't know. Marry's a hard one, isn't it? Because.
You'd marry Sarah if she was a video game. Carry on.
Yeah.
Next one.
Nice one for that. That's the point there. Avoid. Poison Ivy. Something like that. Yeah, that her in Batman. I remember when I played Arkham City. I know we're wrong. She's got her pros, but yeah, she just looks like a.
Do you know what? Can I change my avoid?
Go on then.
That just gave me. I'd avoid Harley Quinn, bro, because
Harley Quinn.
you'd think that like, she might look. Oh yeah, and she's just so weird. I kill you in sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get me?
100%.
I'd avoid that.
100%.
Another question: what film or book do you think should be made into a game that hasn't been already?
Oh, that's a good question, that is.
That's a very good one.
Do you know what I want to see?
And I want to give it time to think because I want it to be. I know I've had this conversation. I know I've said, if this was a game, it would be sick. And I want to bring that here now.
All right, here's mine. I haven't, by the way, I saved these and I didn't. This is straight off the head. How high? Have you watched it with Red Man and Method Man?
But again,
I want them. You have to go and craft your own weed plants and whatnot.
Oh,
And then when you take a certain weed
What, a
plant, you
simulator?
get different abilities and different powers and whatnot.
Different powers. Oh my god! He's been sat here thinking about this for a minute.
No,
Where'd that come from?
Bro, I don't know why. I was thinking of two films. I was thinking of The Sixth Man, but then with one with Marlon Wayans.
Oh yeah.
With basically, you're the basketball team, but you've got a sixth man that can always come in and say if my man's about to shoot a big boy free shot, tip it out, but then how would anybody score? So I don't know how would that would get in.
It's tough, isn't it? That one is
But yeah, I'd go with how I. What about books? Or you don't have to. That have to be a film.
Like I said, man, I want this to be a good one, man. I don't want to just say one for the sake of answering
You know
the
what I'm
question. I want it to
saying?
be.
All right, keep that in mind. What game series do you think needs to finish? What's been? There's been too many of them now. See you later, man. I don't need another one.
I can think of a film that way.
Yes.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Like yo, when Mr. Walker went,
I felt like
it,
that
man.
would have been
Just
finish the one you was on and then just pardon it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even
man.
just out of respect, I think the whole thing with the Rock and Statham now is just like,
the spin-off as well. Yeah,
on.
And the
as
latest
much
one
as I'm a
was
rock
more. They
fan,
had
Hobbs and
powers
Shaw.
I'm a
and
massive
stuff
rock
and
fan.
everything as well.
Yeah, man, it's not needed.
running through walls and all that.
Money grab, but for in gaming, maybe the Resident Evil series because some of them have been really poor. They've
Apparently
missed
this
the
new
mark.
one, this new one, the Village.
But
thing's
I've
meant to
heard
be-
it's meant to be a good comeback,
Yes.
so I might shut my mouth on that one. Maybe
Apparently, anyway.
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I don't know if it would ever happen, and I think one game that needs to just dead it now is FIFA because, like you were saying the other day, it's £50 every year. Take my money without a look, and there's- you're not. It's just
minimalistic change.
barely anything.
You pay for the roster update basically.
Barely
You know what I mean?
anything, and that's it. I mean, the first time you seen a big difference is when the people from Pro Evolution went to FIFA. Then FIFA became sick. You know, what I mean? Everyone was like, "Let's go FIFA." But then, other than that, it's
Same old.
there's barely
And
anything.
even from a game engine or a game design, the only time it again takes like a leap and you can feel like, oh, this feels different, is when it goes from like an old gen console to a next gen. Then they put some new tech into it to give it a better feel. But other than that, it is virtual. Like you said, you could play the 6-year FIFA 14 or FIFA, and it would be virtually the same game, minus the graphical enhancements. It's the same game.
I'd say that's exactly the same for NBA 2K.
Mm-hmm.
There's no different there either. Every year, same subscription. And I stopped playing it for years, to be fair, because of that same thing until the next gen came. I thought, right, next gen,
Yeah,
I'll try
fresh,
it.
clean slate.
Yeah,
And is
I've
it good
got
the
on
next
it,
gen?
And it was all right, but I'm still experiencing the same things.
Oh,
The
okay.
same rosters, the same cash grab, the same old
And that's
issues,
sort of-
really. And I'm just like, well, that's me done again.
And that's EA, bruv. And
Yeah.
and that they're the
That's
main
2K.
culprit, bruv.
Yeah,
EA.
you know me and EA.
EA are. I know you.
Yeah.
Bro, we
Me
were
and
saying this
EA.
the other day. That's all they want. It's just them. They don't care. Like they just shut Anthem servers.
Yeah.
It's not the server, sorry, but they shut no
Any
more development
future
on
production for
EA.
it or nothing like that.
And it's like unless it makes them money,
Yeah.
they don't care about it. And Anthem was a great game, bro.
So I was saying to you the other day, I was like,
Absolutely great game,
for
bro.
the AAA title get like makers like EA, it stops becoming what do the fans want, what does the consumers want, what
Yeah.
changes can we make to it. It is literally just at the top level. What's the sales like?
Yeah.
Have we hit a target? Have we made the money we thought we were going to make? And as long as them boxes are ticked, the actual core fundamentals of why people are buying a game in the beginning, they don't care about it. And unfortunately, they're that big that they can't really. There's not much. Like you said, aside from just like a strike, if you like, and just not buying the game.
Well, that's what I was going to get into because we were saying the other day, Pete, was in like a little conversation of saying like Outriders comes out on the 1st.
Yeah.
We're looking to get Outriders. Told you about,
Yeah.
when you was my shooting partner.
Yeah, man.
And my boy Vonley, big up to Vonley, he was saying he's just going to be happy because of things like Anthem, Cyberpunk that are coming out, and they're just such a letdown of all these. Remember, because it's not like you hear about them today and then they're coming out in 3 months' time. So these are 8 years in development, 6 years, 7 years in development. So and we knew like right, we're going to start making this 7 years down the line. I've been waiting for that game. To get me. We've been gaming for how long? And it's like it comes out and it's like, wow, that's it. That was all of it. Yeah. So now he's saying like when Outriders comes out, he's just going to be happy that he's got 5 minutes of a new game. Give me something a bit different.
Saturday.
You get me? And I was like, bruv, we can't accept that, because then they're just gonna, like you said, day one patches. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's the norm now. That's the norm. Incomplete game, day one patches, and we've accepted that. And I'm saying, how do we combat it? And the consensus that I came to was the only way to combat it is a global strike of saying we will not buy this game, but also what I was saying is the wrong company is going to feel that.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
The people like, I am not buying another EA game until EA gave us thing, and then they're going to say, well, how are you going to know if we've gave you what you want if you don't buy it? Give us a demo. How many demos did you have back in the day, bro?
Oh yeah,
had a little CD pouch that you got, and full of demos,
and we was happy to play just a demo. If we wanted to buy the full version, cool. Now it's like, you've got a weekend
access,
just now,
only access.
And you might be there might be a cap limit, and I'm saying, bro, I want to test the game before. I might not want to play, and nearly enough, every game had a demo. Do you get me? And if you need this demo now to test out what you want to test out on a big game, so you don't have to give us a patch, then give us that. But I think the wrong company. I think this needs to happen. We don't need to go on a global strike, but certain games like FIFA's, like your EA games, that need we're not going to buy this game, and everybody needs to take part in like a big social media platform like that needs to come together and say, we're not going to buy that game until I don't want no day one patch. I don't want none of this. But I think the wrong company is. I think it's going to happen. But the wrong.
It's sort of happened already with
you said
Battlefront.
Yeah, we were saying this because the community came together.
It was like, we ain't purchasing this. They messed it
that
up.
one was really bad, right? That was like
really,
a case of
really
if you weren't putting money in, at this point, don't even play.
Really
don't
bad.
even play.
So a lot of people
and they backtracked on that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did say, we ain't buying this game, and it was so bad. I think it was the year afterwards, when it finally got all sorted that IGN put out another review.
Yeah, we went back and revisited
another review.
Well,
at the same game, two reviews. It's ridiculous. That's how they messed it up. And it's EA for you.
It's just a
powerhouse.
But what I don't understand about these games, I mean, it seems like we praise a lot of games. That's what I don't want people to think that this is the good game pass that just slags off games, because it's not that we praise a lot of games. You get me? Ghost of Tsushima can't get enough praises from me. God of War can't get enough. Last of Us can't get enough. Do you get me?
Thank you. I was gonna say he's gonna mention Last of
Us. But so, and what I was gonna say is that, like, it's not hard to get in touch with the people playing your games.
Not now. There's no excuse.
The people we play Warframe. The developers, they put on weekly streams to talk to their audience and tell them the updates and tell them, like, stuff that was, the bullet jump. That was a glitch. The fans were like, we love it. They kept it. They made it into the game.
It's brilliant. See that?
What a way to connect with your audience. You know what I mean?
Isn't it mind-boggling at this time that we're in that these things aren't obvious? Like, how are three guys sat here now talking such obvious statements like that, and we can't see tools like that being
because
used.
You've said it already.
Just don't care.
This is our passion. That is their business.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
If you look back at some of the smaller companies, you'll find that they're more into it with theirs. Like State of Decay, the zombie game, they are into. Yeah, this is a State of Decay t-shirt. Yeah. That was not a segue or a plug, no plug there. But it was literally because I've watched some of their streams. They're exactly the same. We're trying to do this. We're trying to, but they're only small. They're very small gaming developers.
But run with passion.
They run it with passion, and they're listening consistently. They put out their stream. Listen, we thought this was good. This feedback came in, blah blah blah, and they've consistently been changing it. And I love them. And now they've grown to a decent team. State of Decay 3 is going to come. I love that.
But I don't understand.
Big boys that don't care.
That's what I mean.
Numbers to them.
Not like as much as I'm not a fan of Last of Us, Naughty Dog are brilliant at listening to their audience and saying this story was amazing. It doesn't just come from nowhere. Do you get me? And they go and they listen and they implement it and they keep. So rather, yes, we're going to get a patch of certain things, but they keep on giving us new stuff as well and keep on giving us more stuff. And you know what? That gives us that buyback factor. I'll come and buy your next game because I trust in you. You get me? Whereas I feel like soon enough there will be that. Why am I giving you my money? Because
Justify to me what's worth the 50.
People
What's
they
different?
just want to They want to push it out consistently. But you'll notice the games that take longer, they play so much better. Last of Us 2 took years of development, years, and it finally came and dropped, and it was hard.
Insane.
God of War, God, how long was that reboot? That reboot was years in the making, and it came and dropped, and it was ridiculous. Diablo 3 from Diablo 2 was 12 years. Diablo 3 to Diablo 4 is probably going to be another 12 years. Rockstar don't play either.
Nah, they don't
GTA
mess
4
around.
to GTA 5.
They don't mess around.
They don't
Look
mess
at
around. But when
Look
they
at
do
GTA
it,
5 now. They're still going.
It's still
eight, 9 years in
huge
the
game. Bro, do you know, I got a pal at work, shout out to Sean. He plays GTA Online now, GTA 5. There are dedicated servers. I think this is PC only though. It's not. I don't think
like
it's
mods and that in here.
Right, they've got worlds, bro. Yeah, worlds where you've got like stores like JD, Nike, Adidas. Every character on the map is an online player. Yeah, you all got roles. So you got cops, you got pedestrians, you got shop owners. Bro, it has got an insane amount of traffic going for these because it's. Imagine a game where
it's real.
It's real life. Anything can happen. 1 minute they're just riding around in the car. Let's say they flip a copper off, and obviously it's like cops. So they chase them. Then you get arrested, and I think if you get 45 months a minute, do you know what I mean? So you spend 45 minutes in the jail, but everything's fully interactive. So everyone, people are watching a guy play a game where he's just non-stop interacting. And anything can happen, bro. Rockstar smash it, bro.
My
Absolutely smash it.
The same thing. He was telling me, he's like, yo, get on it on the PC. He's the same. He's like, there's roles you play where, as a cops, and there's like dealers and and blah blah blah. But you can't just be a cop and just go around killing people. Like if you murder someone, it has to be a legit reason why that person was murdered and everything. It's like,
and it's all modded. It's all moderators. They got mods on there. You can't play without a mic, and obviously you get so many strikes, and then you get kicked off the server. Like it's legit. So the people on that, obviously they take it seriously, but it's fun. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. You know what I mean?
So, speaking of roles to play, I need to give P his role now because he kind of touched on it. Diablo. There's some big news about Diablo. Can we get to that, please?
I was so gassed, Carter.
Can we get to that, please?
I was so.
I'm not a Diablo guy, so come on, sell it to me.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's his role.
Sell it to me. Sell it to me.
I need to let him know.
I literally voice noted a man going, yeah. I was gassed. I thought, my boy, like, I can't believe it. Finally, sort of, BlizzCon was in February, and if you've ever looked on the Instagram page, you'll see that when we've introduced ourselves and it said whoever's favourite game. My favourite game was Diablo 2. Diablo 2 was just everything to me. So I knew that there was going to be news of Diablo 4, which I couldn't wait for. That's why I was tuning in on BlizzCon. I'm like, yes, come on, I want to know. And they dropped their news, and there's a new character that they were introducing as the Rogue, which was a character that was originally in Diablo 1, but wasn't in 2 or 3. So they're bringing back an old one. Lovely, I loved all that. It was great to see everything. And then the surprise news dropped, and it was saying, like, after 20 years or whatever, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And I was thinking, okay, what they're doing here, this, that, and the other. And then I saw Diablo 2 bits of footage, and I'm like, okay, what are you saying? Is there I don't know, just an anniversary or something? It just went boom, remastered. I fell off my chair. I was like, oh my God.
I'm happy for you.
The game that I literally say is my favourite game ever, and it's going to be remastered, and then you just it looked beautiful. I was like,
imagine. This is what I was gassed for him, because he was like, when you're watching it, and you're like, all right, the 4's due to drop this year or whatever, or next year or something like that, and then imagine saying, you know what? Here's something better. Here's your favourite game. And bro, when I was watching the PlayStation launch, and right at the end, it just came up with just the God of War symbol, and it says Ragnarok, and I was like, so I can imagine how he was feeling to get me.
20 years. That's what's it. I played this when I was 18. I remember it. I was in college, and that game gripped me. You know what I'm saying? So that isn't it. You can easily work out how old I am. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with how old I am. It's okay.
I wasn't gonna say anything, bro.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That long ago.
Wow.
And it still stays with me today. That game was that good. And like I said, when I phoned my friend, he said, "What? Where? What?" Same thing. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely flipping brilliant. And I cannot wait. End of the year. I've already pre-ordered it.
It's got a date as well?
Yeah, it says December. Not date.
So no official date, but
it's at the end of the year, and I cannot wait.
I need to go back to another question.
Of course, before you do so, I forgot to answer your other one. I would say Game of Thrones. you said about making
a
something.
game
I know it's not a
into-
movie or a
Yeah.
book.
No, but
it is
imagine
book. Game of Thrones is
imagine a
book.
series of that where you had to conquer different lands
There's
and
Telltale, they've done one. It's more of a story-driven one where you have to answer, but an actual proper, I don't know.
'Cause I would have
with,
s-
with like
yeah.
hack and slash
Yes.
mechanics and stuff like that. Game
I would
of
have said
Thrones.
Vikings, but the Assassin's
Vikings.
Creed is
I
practically
was
the new
gonna, I
Assassin's
was
Creed
gonna
is
say
practically
the
that.
reason why they probably wouldn't do that is because aside from the niche fan base, there are games similar like
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls and stuff like that.
There
so,
are some,
so the market's
yeah.
already saturated, and it
probably
would take
is.
it would be specific fans that would buy that game.
But
do you know what I mean?
if we're just saying what
Lord of
game
the
would you
Rings.
like
Yeah,
to
that'd be
see,
sick, that would
Lord
be
of Rings-
sick.
Lord of Rings is
That'd
out.
be sick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lord of the Rings done it.
Mordor's sick.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Shadow
good.
of Mordor, and there was also an
They had,
MMO.
they had a Conquest
And I
one.
was on that
Conquest.
MMO.
I
I
love that.
didn't see that one.
MMO was
MMO
sick.
was brilliant.
Like
I enjoyed it.
storming the walls and
Yeah.
that, bro.
I enjoyed
sick.
it. And there was Conquest, as you say.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm a RTS guy. I love Command and Conquer and stuff.
Yeah,
and when
yeah,
they done the Lord of the Rings one,
Nah,
it was
sick, innit?
brilliant.
I got two really good questions here from Cade. Big up Cade. Actually, no, don't big up Cade because you got rid of your PS5, so you ain't part of the crew no more.
Oh, shiz.
Left his uncle hanging.
Do you know what I mean? Not PlayStation.
Mid-game,
It's the PC
you know.
crew,
Mid-game.
but you ain't part of the PlayStation crew anymore.
Mid-game.
So yeah, but so there's two
Disappointing.
very good questions from him though. First one I'll ask. The second one's the best one I think. So this one he says, what game world would you like to live in for at least 5 years? You have to be there for
Wow.
5 years.
Wow.
So what world would you want to go into? What you need to think about here is what the lifestyle would be like, what your role would be.
Yeah.
So where would you like to go for 5 years?
Can I respawn?
I was just about to say.
I'm thinking, yo, I don't want to die. All my games are ruthless, bro.
I was just about
All
to
my
say.
games
I don't
are
want to
ruthless.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Otherwise, put me in farming simulator.
I'm gonna say.
I'll be a farmer for 5 years.
Put me in Mario Kart, brother. Even then you get licked up with some shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! But if I can
I don't wanna
respawn,
die,
then
yeah.
you know that might be a bit different. Because if I respawn and none of it actually hurts me, then put me in Warzone.
Yeah,
I'll be there, man.
Man,
That'd be funny.
Warzone, you know.
That would
Yeah.
be sick, though.
It would be
Nah.
mad.
If you could respawn, that would be
No.
sick.
Yeah,
No,
that'd
bro.
be like playing paintball for 5 years.
Yeah, bro. And
Put
obviously,
me in. I want to turn Super
Ball,
Saiyan.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
A superpower.
you've answered for me now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I didn't
think-
think
I
like
think-
that.
You would like to be Thanos for a week, bro?
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Yo.
I think Dragon Ball would do
that's
it for me.
nuts, that is.
Yeah,
That's
I
nuts.
think Dragon Ball
Dragon Ball
would
do it.
definitely be
Because
for
even
me.
if I did die, you bring me back with them. With
Yeah,
the Dragon Balls.
sense-
And
and
it's gonna hurt, yo. Give me a sense of being.
Sense of
That's it,
being,
man.
Exactly.
Fresh.
Man-
I think
Man said
that's a
this.
unanimous
Kill it to
decision.
Dragon Ball and yo.
Unanimous there.
Yeah,
Dragon
Dragon
Ball.
Ball's the-
Definitely. Because as we just said earlier, have you ever tried to turn Super
Super
Saiyan?
Saiyan.
So if you
I
give me a chance to actually turn Super
I
Saiyan,
will. I'll achieve it, bro.
That'd be
I
sick.
need.
And you know how they go with their years as well. You find out different forms as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
That'd
I'd
be
be in the
sick.
hyperbolic time chamber for most of it, so that then 5 years
Man,
turn
just
into
training,
like
uh,
however
when-
many years after,
Any a month is a year or something like that.
something like that.
For
So
a
I can
week
stay
is a
there
year,
for even
something like
longer.
That is mad. All right, here's the final question, which is really, really good question. I know mine already. What game would you like to take and give to another developer?
Then you answer it if you already know them.
I think you're gonna know. Marvel Avengers.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Bro,
Exact
take
same
that, give that, and I know the developer, give it to the Warframe developer or give it to Destiny developer because the movement. But me and Carlton played. I said to you the other day, I was playing
Yesterday.
Avengers for a bit.
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
from playing Warframe to Avengers, the gameplay is good on Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is,
the
it
abilities
is.
are good. The movement is shocking. bro.
You feel spoiled by Warframe. That's how I
Yeah,
felt.
if you move.
I felt like
Yeah,
It's
so nice,
fluid.
yeah,
The
fluid.
traversing was good.
It's-
I felt so
even
clunky
camera angles on Marvel.
Yeah.
Your character will move, and the angle that follows it is delayed.
Yeah.
So you're trying to walk and stuff, and the
Mm-hmm.
camera just seems to follow you slower. So
Yeah.
it feels clunky. Like you said it perfect before.
Yeah.
You already started playing Warframe and then been chopping back and forth, and you was like, bro, I can't play this, anymore. And I hadn't been to Warframe at that time, but it's so much slower and clunkier. It's not nice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they, after playing games like I can't praise Warframe enough. For me, they can't do any wrong at the moment. However, I think what Marvel have done, they've missed out. They've utilized L1 and R1 and L1 and R1 as the abilities when they could have just had one and used
The buttons.
the
yeah.
buttons there.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And that because so now I don't have that super jump option. Do you get me? Because I don't. But I'd like to because Warframe have got all these characters, 50 odd or something like that characters that they've made up, or they've found like a Greek god and made a character.
Yeah.
Marvel have that roster.
Oh, they
you
sure
get me?
as hell do.
And they have all the abilities and whatnot. So I just want to see that. I want to
Come to
see it
fruition.
done.
Right.
Like I grew up, look, Thanos Handy, I grew up on Marvel. Do you get me?
Definitely.
Wolverine's my guy. Man know that. Do you get me?
Definitely.
I want to see.
Logan, man like Logan.
Yeah,
Bruv,
it's my
and I
guy,
want to.
man.
It pains me to see it not done great. But what pisses me off even more, I don't like to swear and whatnot, but what pisses me off even more is Square Enix, who have one of the best endgame content games for Final Fantasy, are part of the developers.
Yeah, that was Paul.
And I think
they had a thingy, didn't they, recently? Didn't they? Have
yeah,
press conference.
yeah, of what they're going to release and
there's
whatnot.
some beautiful looking games on there. And, yeah, really.
I think Kay showed me about that actually as well.
Yeah.
Kay sent me the link.
Yeah,
for
Kay
that.
did the same for me.
So what? Because they showed me the Black Panther. That's why I knew Black Panther was coming to it, and I just want to see because it's a good game.
It is, no,
For you,
I
you
was
never
so
got
upset.
You never got, but you had every. The thing about
That was
you,
my problem.
you had every glitch.
I did.
So you never got
It hit me
you never
with
got to play the
everything
game.
and comboed me at the same
You
time.
get me?
Your gear weren't even registered and all
That's
sorts
what
of
I'm
madness
saying.
in
It was,
it.
my
Yeah.
gear weren't registering. I was debuffed at the same time. So I'm the Hulk and I'm getting one pop. I'm the Hulk. Like,
And
what?
he did everything he could to try and make this game work as well. Deleted it,
Yeah, man.
redone this, and I felt bad for him because it just wouldn't work for him. But so we never got to get the enjoyment we got from it.
Yeah.
We got to get the builds
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
And I'm saying it's a good game. It just needs to be done by somebody. I wouldn't even say somebody who cares, just somebody who's got a bit, who know what they're doing. It's not like Square Enix don't, because look how many, like Final Fantasy, you cast so many magic spells and whatnot, so their abilities, as such, you get me, and
assigning them and making them work.
bro,
and
in Final Fantasy
got the experience.
15, you do teleporting and come down with, so there's ability, they know what they're doing and stuff like it. It just, the movement is poor. After playing something else, it's so poor. So my one would be, I'd give Marvel Avengers to DE. That was my developer that would go. So what game would you take and give to another?
Off the cuff like this, I'd say, just to flip back to what we said earlier, I'd say take Star Wars Battlefront from EA. Because I'm a Star Wars nerd.
Yeah,
and that's another game with endless possibilities. Endless.
And I'd say
Give it to you.
I'd give it to who? Now, I'm just going to flick back because I was a big fan of BioWare and Knights of the Round Republic.
Nice.
And Knights of the Round Republic was absolutely flipping brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But then they kind of messed up with the Anthem, didn't they? They were involved with Anthem.
And
and they were, I think, were they involved with Mass Effect? I think so.
BioWare is
Slightly
Mass Effect,
off, slightly off the mark on their last one. So. Not too sure, but if anything for Star Wars Battlefront, I'd say someone that just takes their time in building something really good in multiplayer wise, and GTA Online, Rockstar seem like they know what they're doing with online.
What you just said, bro. Anthem is such a good game.
Yeah, and I'd give that to someone as well.
Ridiculous.
Because I really wanted Anthem.
I
will still defend that the fundamentals, the mechanics, and even the story, whilst there was a story to play, was phenomenal. Yeah, the world was beautiful. How they made you interact with the world, even if you didn't want to, like your pack would overheat and you got to graze a waterfall or graze a pond, or it was beautiful. And then the comboing, the priming and detonating,
And it looked
and you
nice.
complement each other's builds, like your frames and that.
DP,
But then it just lacked depth. And there was another thing that game developers do that's annoying is they know what they're doing, so they'll build you up, they'll promise you content, they'll promise you things. And a lot of the times they already know they can't deliver, or they're not
Destiny did
able
that.
to deliver.
Destiny did that. Destiny
Yeah,
1 did that.
No, Destiny 1 was the big one, and then it was Destiny 2 that flopped. Destiny 2 they changed a lot of the mechanics. They changed, like, so your secondary was no longer your secondary, it was a heavy weapon, just to try and, because obviously there were a few metas in Destiny and they tried to eradicate them, but again, to what we called it vanilla players, so like original, vanilla players like me, I was like desperately waiting for Destiny 2, and then it came out and I was like, bro, why have I got to be playing for 8 minutes for the heavy ammo to spawn to use my sniper? Like, my thing was, from the start of the game, I used to play elimination game modes, and I would just like sniper headshot. But it was a skill, and you took my skill that I've learned and obtained away from me, and forced me to run around with a primary weapon doing madness. But we're digressing.
Hold up. I want to see a snipe off between you two. Sniper Man P, and I know you're good with a sniper.
Can I be on my PC?
I'd say
No,
I'd say
it's
Carlton
got-
was better.
No, you got to
But
play on the
I'm-
same platform because you're multi.
I
You're
was gonna say,
multi-platform.
That's what he's
If it's
familiar
PC, I
with.
feel like I have an unfair advantage.
That's what I mean.
That's what he's still
But
familiar
he's
with.
no, because
I'm familiar with controller.
It's not like he's only ever played Call of Duty on he's multi-platform.
To be fair, the only thing that gives me an advantage on the PC was the frames. You got a new laptop now.
I have.
So if you want to arrange it,
Yeah.
and we
you
can
wanna
stream
see-
it live for the viewers,
Yeah.
you can use your controller. I don't mind the aim assist. I think on a sniper level, aim assist is actually a bit worse.
It's terrible.
We can have that. We can have
So
that.
you
Yeah,
don't get any of them.
I would like to see it because I
do
do
that.
call him Sniper Man P, and I've been
I
in a
know.
few games where I need to snipe because I can't reach him
Hitting
from
them,
here.
moving sniper
Oh, yeah.
shot, aim ahead of them, pap.
Yeah, I've seen Carlton's
That would be
highlights,
good.
and I'd definitely say Carlton is the better.
No,
But-
I'll give you your
No,
props
I was
because
about to say,
I'm
especially
gonna.
with a controller, I actually think
Like-
I'm confident and I'm alright
I've-
with
I've
that.
said
and,
to you, bro, like-
you know, Kayla's got my back. She's called me
You're
Wesley
getting that
Snipes for a
fire going now.
reason,
I'm talking
you know what I'm saying?
competitively now.
No, do you know what it is, bro?
I miss Warzone personally.
Yeah, nah.
I haven't been able to play because of issues with just being on by myself. I seem to have.
I can't
I
get
need
back
to be
on
on
it.
with someone because I just feel more sociable.
Yeah,
with
it's-
it. Solos is a bit. It's
way more fun when you got a
so
squad of
slow.
guys
That's what I'm
talking
saying. Yeah,
comms,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. You know, people are.
Do you know what it is,
calling
bro?
out.
For me, like, I was forcing myself to play, and I weren't enjoying it. And people was
Yeah,
like, "Just
I
get
would-
off it, then, bro. Like, don't
Yeah.
worry about me." And I was like, "It's because that's my code." But even like I said, there's a new shooting game coming out, Outriders. I need my Cody partner. Yo, you're gonna come with me. You get me? I'm going to my man straight away. Do you get me? And it's one of them. So I would like to see it because I know you can start. I know you can. I've said, yo, please hit some dirty shots, bro.
yeah.
And I've seen you do the same. So I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see a snipe up between the
We'll arrange
two.
it, yeah, we'll
But
arrange it.
Definitely.
so back to that question, what game would you take and give to a developer? A new developer.
To be fair, for me, it did already happen. To be fair, and this is going to be a rare case where EA actually came through for us. But when I used to play UFC, the first UFC game was UFC Undisputed 2009. Might not have been the first one, but that was the first one I played, and it was THQ at the time.
Nordic. I like Nordic.
Yeah, and it wasn't a bad game at the time, but I don't think they had the technology or the means to fund the changes into the game that they needed to be able to do. And obviously, Fight Night was ultra successful in terms of visuals and sport mechanics. And then when they took when EA took the rights of UFC off THQ, they made like back-to-back phenomenal games. I think the first one they made wasn't actually a UFC brand because they couldn't get the contract. It was EA MMA, and that was the one where I was like top 3.
Yeah.
Crazy. But that was one instance where I was crying out for somebody else to take the game, and EA actually come through on it. But again, I think when we're talking about like brands, EA the brand, yes, it probably has a lot of, but it is different teams that touch different games.
Of course.
It's not to say that.
I think that's
the
like
team,
what it's.
the team that makes FIFA are responsible for the stuff that happened with
Yeah,
Battlefield.
of course.
Yeah,
I think that's what we were saying about Avengers as well. Even though it's Square Enix, which make Final Fantasy.
Who was the team?
Who was the team that was
involved?
given to that? Because
definitely.
Crystal Dynamics are still a great studio as well.
Yeah, because I've said that since I love The Witcher 3.
Yeah,
And
that was a brilliant game.
absolutely brilliant.
game.
But they did mess up with Cyberpunk. So
Yes.
That was like historic letdown.
All right, so
That-
you still haven't answered my question. You've told me about a previous one. What's
'Cause
the
I-
one that would give you? Would you give Anthem to somebody else? Would you
Yeah,
want to see? Would you want to see Anthem?
Yeah,
Or
but-
have you got your fix for what Anthem's giving you with Warframe?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to repeat what's being said and sound like
Yeah, no.
it's too heavily
We might
influenced.
have a
But
Warframe.
we are all very similar, and obviously we've had conversations similar in parties and stuff before.
Yeah.
So maybe like a game like Anthem, and you correlate that directly to something like Warframe, where you got frames and you can fly and stuff like that. So it almost like the answer's been given to you. Like you've got a game here that failed, and then there's a company here doing the exact same thing but better. So why wouldn't you know what I mean? I don't want to.
All right, I got a question for you. This is it's going to be harder for P to answer because he's a very multiplayer. Like when he plays a lot of games at
Different
the same time.
varieties.
Not at the same time. He'll be on Call of Duty, Dead by Daylight,
I can't
and
do that. I don't know how
and
you do it.
NBA.
I don't know how you do it,
and
man.
NBA on the same day. Do you get
I
me?
don't know how he does it.
So
Yeah.
this is more. So I'm going to ask him what. All right. So what's your main game at the moment? What would you say is that's the one you put the most hours into?
probably Dead by Daylight at the moment.
And it's a zombie game,
and
so-
Hitman. But I say that, and I haven't been on it in a week because I know I need to do work on it.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm doing the videos.
The videos and that. So this is a question. It's a broad question. So
So it's Dead by
what
Daylight.
would pull you from your game? What would you need to grab? Like for me, like what's going to get me off Warframe at the moment? What's going to get you off
A
Warframe?
Warframe 2. You know what I mean? No, I don't mean. Look, I'm not trying to ride Warframe. But listen, props to Bizzle. He's been talking about this game for, like you said, he started playing it in January, didn't you?
January, yeah.
And he's been like touching base with me at work, like, yo, this Warframe game's got me hooked, you know, bro. You need to come try it. And I had other things going on at the time, so I wasn't really thinking about gaming. And then one day he told me it was crossplay. This is how it happened. He told me it was crossplay and it wasn't. And I said, oh, do you know what? For the sake of it, I'll get it on the P4 and we'll play. And the rest is history, bro. I can't come off it now. And it is, honestly. How many times have I said to you already, bro? This game can't be free, bro. This game cannot be free, and I keep getting to a stage where I think, oh, I've unlocked everything, and he's like, nah, bro, you got this to do yet, and you still got to unlock that, and then when you unlock that, you go here, and I'm like, nah, this.
I said this to P the other day. I was like, oh, come. I said, we'll jump on some Game Saver because I feel like I'm at a point now where I've put hundreds of hours into the game, and I don't need to be on it all day, every day. Do you get me? I can go and dabble in something like Avengers. I was on that for a bit, and I just want to get back to playing with P and whatnot, and trying this new Outrider is going to be a thing. But I'm saying, not hopefully, because I still really enjoy Warframe. But what would be you're saying Warframe 2? What game? I wouldn't say your depth. I reckon it's Diablo. No one's going to get you off Diablo, innit?
Oh, no.
And when that comes,
if and when Diablo 2 and 4, both of them, when they drop, don't bother asking me to play anything else. I know I'm going to absolutely murder you. I'm back on Diablo 3 at the moment because Cade's now switched to PC, and he's like, oh, I'm going to try this Diablo 3 because you were talking about Diablo 2. So he's like, can you help me? And I've just been blowing through that with him, and I've been blowing through that with him.
I'm going to get out Cade, because Cade does that. He was the one who told us about told me, he's on Warframe.
He's everywhere.
Gone. He's like, yeah, I'm not picking back.
Yeah.
This is gone. Left man with the reins.
He's got some serious issues to work on. Stick to something, Kate. Stick to it. He's literally he dabbles. He dips his toe in this game, in that game, in that game, in that game, in that game.
I just thought one, So Warframe's got me hooked right now. We are long overdue a Fight Night game. Would you agree?
Ooh.
Yeah. The last Fight Night game I played, and again, this is only this is only as far back as 8 years. Yeah. Fight Night Champion. Yeah. Again, I was in that game. The way that online worked on that, you could have normal head-to-head, and then you had this thing called Online World Championships, and you had gyms, boxing gyms.
Yes, you did.
And the gyms were ranked as per the boxers within that gym's accumulative wins to losses. Basically. And I was in the top 3 gym. We were called pound for pound elite or something like that. If they release a new Fight Night game, again, it's going to have it's platform 1v1 competition. It's going to have some sort of online create your own fighter character that you can build up and build him a certain way. That game, if it were to drop, or there was a hint that it would drop, that would definitely pull me. Not completely, but it would pull me from Anthem for a substantial amount of time to get good at it, because it's my game.
Yeah. There's a few games coming actually that I'm really looking forward to. I think we spoke about them in previous episodes, but they're actually due to come in a very next. Like by the time we do our next one next month, you would have had Outriders, you would have had Returnal. The month after, we've got Biomutant, and when is the Diablo 2 remake?
Not until the end of the year.
End of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, then
December.
We've got a few new updates for Warframe. There's Call it Temper Star, which gives a new railjack, which you ain't even there yet.
You see what I mean? It's a whole different segment.
Knows his thing, man.
There's a few stuff I want to. I just got him Wisp as well. I want to get him onto.
So I am.
He's dabbling.
I'm on it.
I've been on every hour that Bizzle's been on, and I've been latched to Bizzle like a. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. He knows what he's doing now. Now he's the guru. We helped him. He surpassed me on that. Completely gone, and I'm all right with that. My itch that I still have to fix is my Warzone.
He loves it.
Still get that itch. I want to play. I need to play.
Do you know the thing with Warzone? The thing with Warzone, and it's the same as like what Leon was saying. And this is going to sound so contradictive of what I've been preaching this whole podcast, but the competitive side brings out the worst in me, because I am so competitive. I feel like when I'm on it, I come off in a fit of rage. You know what I mean? Unless I've had a series of games that have gone my way, and I sound like a sport brat, but unless I've had a series of games that have gone my way, 9 times out of 10 I come off that game upset.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Because the skill-based matchmaking is very.
What did I say?
Yeah. It is a bit off.
It made Ross. It didn't make me feel good.
No, you come off it upsetting it.
I didn't feel good. I didn't enjoy it. Do you get me? I weren't feeling like, oh, I've just had a good game of like. Sometimes I'd die in the worst ways, and I'd be like, how have I seen you first? I loaded my whole clip, yet you turn, I'm dead. I'm like, how? And I'd come off there more time, like you said, more time angry than I did feeling good.
And let's be honest, anytime a game starts impacting, like directly impacting your mood, you have to start questioning if it's good for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I would come off and I'd be like irritant, you know what I mean? I'd come off and I'm like, fucking game. You know what I mean? I'm coming downstairs to eat my dinner. I'm like, Jacob, sit down. You know what I mean? Like I'm just agitated by everything, and I did put it down to the game.
That's what I said to P. I said I can't. So it's not good. It's not. My mood isn't good on it, and I can't. However, because I think that, you know what that is? That's the type of competitive that we are. P is that good shot, mate. You got me. Good shot. P is that kind of competitive. Like he'll boss up a man and say, "Too bad, mate. Too bad. Like you know, I was better than you." He someone beats P. Good shot, mate. Me out. And then when I beat him, so I reckon
I can be toxic. What was that guy when I killed him? And we got that funny def coms, whatever, and they were talking about, you dickhead, bro.
Yeah, they're hilarious. The def coms are hilarious.
Yeah, I was in pieces, and I can be toxic. I can. I've done it before, plenty of times.
I think
but
it's just the
I do have some humility to me where I will say, you know what, it's all right, and I try not to let the game get to me. But I'd be a liar if I didn't say that I didn't come off that game vexed.
Yeah, man.
Vexed, where I'm like, nah. I've turned off the machine, just like I haven't even come out. I've just turned it off and gone.
I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there's some good games coming out soon. Really, just don't know release. What they keep doing is pushing stuff back, or just not giving a release date. Right? This is what I was gonna say to you. When Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 got announced, PlayStation had all these releases that were going to be Horizon, they had that Deathloop, they had all these games that were going to come out. Xbox still have not got one single release. The only actual release for PS5 only was Godfall, and that was a poor game.
The Destruction Derby type of game as well.
That's just come, but I'm saying when it came out, but they promised Horizon's still not out. We're still waiting for the release on that, and that looks amazing.
It does, definitely does.
And that game that I showed you about, I want to touch on that quickly. Thymesia, it was called, or something like Thymesia. I said to you, it was like
the one you sent me recently.
Yes, did you say that was PC only?
It said on there it was releasing for PC. Yeah.
It looks
so I don't know if it's already out on console.
It looks like Dark Souls with better, from my personal opinion, with better combat. Because Dark Souls very hit, dodge, roll, hit, dodge. This was like bam, 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 dodge, but it still had that. You can't just go in there and go in a flurry. You get me? There was more there was more combos, I'd say, and a few little abilities to build up. But you still had to do your dodging and your parrying and whatnot to make sure I think your parry build up certain bar and whatnot. So that looks really good. I'd say if you go and look at that Thymesia, it looks really good. I think that was what it's called, Thymesia.
Yeah, something like that. Definitely.
So that looks good. But to round up, P.
Yeah.
And Mr. Carton, Mr. Pain Gaming, Mr. FPS, Top Shots.
Man of many names.
Your Twitch channel is Mr. FPS, am I right?
Yeah. It's
Mr. IFPS.
Yeah.
Yes, if everybody wants to go and follow him, Mr. IFPS. You know mine and P's, LC Visa 101, Easy P _28, Rich Easy _28, sorry, my bad. But yeah, man, very good podcast. Anything you wanna give us before we go?
Just need to stream a bit more, I suppose. From a lot of us.
That's me also.
I feel
from the lot. Do you ever get the feeling of like, it's I've got to commend streamers. You get me?
Yeah,
because
it's not easy.
sometimes I'm like, I'll be on every day. I'll be playing every day. But I just don't want to turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, do they want to see this? And then the guys at work, Amy and Ali, was like, to be fair, we're not actually watching the game. We just want to see what you and P are saying.
Okay.
We want to come and just talk to you, kind of thing. So it's like we don't actually there was like 80% of the people don't actually care what you play. They either want to learn some information or just interact with you. So as long as you're talking, and I'm saying sometimes I can't bother to talk. And sometimes I don't. Will they enjoy me grinding one mission at the same time? Because I might have to do this for 2 hours. I might have to do it for 10 minutes. I don't know because I want that part.
And then you have that aspect of like. If you've got 1 or 2 viewers, you will feel like you've got a duty to be talking to. And then it becomes like, am I forcing this now? Like, would I really be talking this what I'm talking now if I didn't have viewers? And you don't want it to be forced.
But I will say, I do need to stream more. You need to stream more.
Definitely.
They have been saying, Yes,
Yeah, need to finish that.
well, we can go. We can do that definitely. I assume we've only got about 2 more streams left with that, you know, because
Yeah.
we got quite far quite quick.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, I don't think it's a long game.
But
you know,
people
we
are
finish it,
they
we
are
need to
enjoying
finish
the.
it.
Do you know what I was enjoying? Because obviously I had to go on and sort my daughter out as we cut our stream. But I said, "Yo, Pete, carry on streaming, play something with." The audience jumped in with him. He was playing some Warzone and whatnot, and I was watching
got in with Kayla.
Yeah,
Had some good games with Kayla and some
good,
people,
man.
and she's introduced me to a couple of girls on there, man.
Sick.
That was fun playing some multiplayer with them. Really enjoyed that actually.
people are asking, what they've said to me anyway. They want to see Pete's face. They see him on the podcast, but they want his face on stream. When we're gonna get that, Pete?
I've been investing my money in other things such as this, but yeah, I need to get another.
The setup
camera.
is sick, by the way.
Yeah, so
I'm normally on the other side of the lens, and I wasn't imagining this, but this is sick, bro.
Yeah, man,
Props,
respect.
man, props.
Thank you. So yeah,
But
like
yeah.
we just said, I've just bought a brand new laptop so I can edit a lot better. Because as Amy and a couple of you know, I was in one of the streams. I was saying this goddamn PC is getting on my nerves now. I've had it. It had its day, and I've had to put my money into a good one, and it's been costly. So as soon as I get a little bit more money back up, I will definitely get one. My face does need to be on stream, and I completely agree with it.
Yeah, we're good, man. But this is the Good Gaming Podcast, episode 4. Thank you for tuning in. I am the Bizzle, Top Shots, Payne, and Mr. Easy P. Thank you again. Make sure you check out the rest of our channels, our stuff on YouTube.
Definitely.
P's got his tutorials for Hitman. We have some more
I'm gonna be
tutorials for
putting
other
some
stuff
more
as well.
up, definitely.
And yeah,
The Instagram. Follow on the Instagram as well.
Good Gaming Events on Instagram. And we should have, hopefully, by the next one, we should be able to go outside and put on an event for you lot. So stay tuned for that.
Fingers crossed.
Carlton, thank you for coming
Yes, man.
on.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
man,
let me show some gratitude, man. I appreciate you inviting me on and that. And,
No problem.
you know what I mean? I appreciate it, boys.
Yeah,
It was
man.
a
Have to do it
good
again, man. Have to do it
perspective,
again.
man. It was a good
Definitely.
perspective from you.
You're
more than welcome.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for watching the Good Gaming Podcast. For more information and for more content, please like, subscribe, be the first to see what we're about to do next. And make sure you hit that bell notification so you're the first to see what comes up. Boom.